Hey there, it's your boy Jack, aka Jazzy. Today we're going to be making burritos and quesadillas in less than 5 minutes using one pan. Alright, so when we get started, first thing you want to do before you start the video is start heating up your nonstick pan. Next, we're going to want to get the ingredients, and now you want to get the freshest, best stuff you can find. So you're going to come in here, you're going to get your leftover Taco Bell from last night, bring it out, so that way you can start getting up to temperature. Now this is really important. You want to take it out of the wrapper before you put it on the pan. Step one is unwrap it from the wrapper, so that way you got it right out here. Now you're not going to want to manipulate it too much. You don't want any of the trapped in air bubbles and flavor to come out. So you just want to sit there and rest for a couple seconds while you unwrap your quesadilla. Now it's very important you do this with one hand because the other hand is going to have your phone in it. So you're going to grab it and try to take it out with one hand. Cool, so we got half of it out, so you want to make sure to get all of the quesadilla out. You don't want to leave this in here because you can't eat it when it's inside the wrapper. You're going to come in here, you're going to grab it, you're going to get a hold of it. Think of like a Pringles can when you get your hand in there with some Pringles. These are just really big Pringles with cheese inside. So okay, you're going to take it out. You want to make sure to not get the wrapper on the burner because that's a fire hazard. Alright, so now we have our burrito and our quesadilla out here. So we're going to see if this is hot. It feels hot. We can see that it's red down there, so it's probably warm. So step one, put the burrito on first. Boom, we got the burrito on there. It's going to start getting warm. Next, we're going to take our quesadilla. So we're going to put our quesadilla. We're going to start with 2 pieces and put them in here as well. And now we're just going to let this sit until it starts making noise. When you hear noise, that means delicious is happening. Oh, it's starting. Oh, it's starting. You can see some water from where I washed this pan earlier. It's starting to do some stuff. You want to leave that in there because that's going to give you a little bit of extra flavor. Okay, we're back. It's been a couple minutes. Our burrito and our half a quesadilla is doing its thing. If you get real close, you hear a little bit of that sizzle sazzle. That means that the flavors are happening. So now we're getting close to being able to flip these guys. But before we do that, we're going to want to hit it with some value size canola oil. Now what you don't really realize about Taco Bell is it doesn't have all that much fat and nasty stuff in it. So you want to make sure to hit it with just a little bit of fat. So that way you get all that extra stuff. That's what gives you energy. It's what you crave. So now that it's been properly juiced, we're gonna flip these guys over with your bare hands. So we're gonna boom. See, we got some nice color on that side. Boom, we got a little color on that side. You can see a little bit of cheese popping out there as I burn my finger on touching the hot quesadilla. Next, we're going to flip the burrito, which is still kind of cold on top, and it also has canola oil on the top of it. So you want to make sure to touch that with your fingers, so that way they get nice and glistening. It's very important. So next, we're going to flip this guy over. See where we've made some color here. That lets you know that there's delicious. Now we're going to let this sit for a couple more minutes, just so that way it's not as cold as it once was. But you don't want it to be too hot. You still want it to taste like it's leftover Taco Bell. All right, so it's been 25 seconds since we've been to this Taco Bell. Focus, focus, focus. And now you see a lot of smoke and a sizzling happening. The smoke is, you want to make sure to inhale that directly as you have your phone over the pan. That way you make sure to kind of appetize yourself to the leftover Taco Bell. So we can kind of temp check this a little bit. Feels like the quesadillas are real hot. They burn. So we're going to start moving some of those off so we can rotate some of these cold quesadillas onto here. So again, you want to grab this with your bare hand while it's really hot and throw it on your plate. You want to do this with both pieces because symmetry. What you might also do is grab some tongs that you have 5 inches away from the pan and grab this. So you want to grab it only perilously by the edge here, that way it can kind of fall a little bit. And we're going to grab this, drop it over here. Come back, we're going to take a look at our burrito. It looks like it's burnt nice on that side, so we know it's probably got a lot of flavor on there. So we're going to take that, move that over here as well. And before we plate what we have, we're going to throw these other guys on here and make sure not to forget them, especially as it's currently smoking all over the place. So once we come back over here, it's time to plate our delicious feast. And as you can see, I've already started preparing a little bit. You know, have to have a nice little garnish with your quesadilla and burrito. And now this seems like a lot of effort, but it's really important if you want to kind of you eat with your eyes first. So you want to make sure that you have that splash of color in there as a garnish. Otherwise, it's just not going to really work for you. Now you want to make sure to have all of the packets with their stupid saying face up. If you have one of these guys the other way around, it just breaks it all up. All you see is that kind of pale, shiny plastic that's just not really going to give you the flavor profile with your eyes that you're looking for. So it's important to have it the other way around, so that way you see all of these stupid sayings, especially when you have the same one on 3 out of 5 of them, and then the other 2 are different. That's also very important. Like that's what they teach in the schools. It's important to know that. Otherwise, it's going to look like a rookie mistake. It's going to be amateur hour. So while you're plating, you need to make sure to also forget about your other ones that are over here still cooking. You want to flip these guys over. They're still floppy, and boom, we've got a nice sear on there. That's how you know that the flavors kicked in. So once again, this has been my 5-minute recipe for making quesadillas and burritos. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and see y'all in the next one.